Lissette Waugh. She is a sponsored commercial segment on the internet. I need her to be elsewheres in God today because I am myself deceased right here because she owes me a KeyFit to a new house or a new apartment, and look how I'd be willing to accept either one new with newly renovated or new, everything new inside, and I need food. Unfortunately, I don't need clothing because overweight and I'm not full height and the clothing will not fit me anymore. But I can use new bathrobe or sleepwear. This is either a bathrobe or sleepwear. Uh, so I need that if I get a new place to live until I decease myself out of the formed world, which would be maybe for that reason. I would like to have it. I need to shut off alive with something of value because I am myself. And that's hysterical. I will not get it because she's on the internet. But it looks like she could have posted the segmented commercial herself, sponsored by herself. If she's doing it like with a personal communication device or tablet that links to YouTube, that hooks up to YouTube and posts by the tablet or the personal communication device, cellular phone, and then it's posted for everyone that way. It's possible that's an involuntary. It just appears while I'm using the internet. Lissette Waugh, Waugh, and I don't afford to know her. I just don't afford that she is some kind of a social worker. She's due on the internet, but I need the key, and that's you not knowing how to pay out a key because it's not yours. Um, I don't accuse her of being a thief. I think she's below that. I think she's a lecturer and she's a condescending, and she's not really true that she can afford that she has something that's mine to myself. She doesn't afford to hear that or know that, and she wants me to worry about everything that moves and that I don't have what I need. And if she doesn't have that problem, because I'm that problem to herself, I am not a problem that would move around everything that moves. I would have, take, accept, receive everything she has and keep it for myself and use it for myself while she is calls the police for a ride in the back of their police car to the nearest jail because she's pleasant, and they would keep her in the jail. They would open the jail for her and let her stay there until I decease myself out of the door locking, or until arraignment. If that happens for her first, she can go to arraignment and then she can go to a prison. But it's not true that I have that much time. I am looking at that I don't have time for your arraignment, Lissette Waugh. I only have time to accept, receive everything you have, make it had, and then you go to jail empty-handed, and you're going to be good for a good death, and I'll see you in the afterlife about that. But it's true that she doesn't have karma to do that because I'll post this on the internet and it's not sponsored. She may not actually see it appear on her own internet. I am making that point that this is just for myself, and I don't have sponsorship to post something that would be involuntary by the creation of myself and involuntary to somebody else, that they must see it on their internet if they use the internet. That's also why Lissette Waugh is due in jail already, so that she doesn't have that problem of something involuntary on her internet if she is going to use it as an ultimatum to her God. Sam Khan, Sam Kaleko, Sam Adams Beer. Sam Adams is a male uh, figure, image on the beer. But Sam, it can be a short name for Samantha, which is female or feminine. And I don't know Abby Bush and Bush beer around Sam Adams, which would be Sam Khan and Sam Kaleko. No one can afford that because Sam Kaleko is not alive. He was an image in a black and white photograph, but he never had a live as far as I can see it with myself. Sam Kaleko is some kind of a excuse for Grandma Rose not giving me her keys to her very well-maintained apartment and let me have it because I am myself. I even grew up so that I could have it, and she won't give it to me, and we don't know why, and that's because you are that far in the wrong mentally ill, Grandma Rose. I believe she locked up the apartment empty and maybe left it so that she could go back and use it if she wanted to. But that's past the question of whether or not I would want her in there. It doesn't know you. I am the one who owns everything. And you just want to take away everything that moves from myself at the end. You don't know how to say no. Are you sure you don't believe in something? Somebody touched my feet when I was in the mental hospital the first time, I believe. I was wearing khaki pants, some Betula Birkenstocks clogs, and a long sleeve shirt and maybe a sweater. Um, so she didn't touch my feet like the feet, she touched my shoes. And it was a female in Ross O'Neill Psychiatric Hospital. I will mention that she did that, but I had to say something in disclaimer to that she did that, which is I have seen people touch the feet of somebody else named Sai Baba. And I gave her the internet website I had seen before at the time. This is a long time ago, year 2007, about there. I don't know. Yes, I've been in the hospital so many times. Which time was it? What if it was the first time? So let's just say that. That would have been year 2007. So I gave her the internet website so she could look it up if she could see any videos of Sai Baba having being somebody that they touch his feet. His devotees touch his feet. That's where I've seen it. So I wanted to acknowledge that's where I saw her do that. But then now I'm going to say right here, she touched my feet, but my feet are disclosed by myself as deceased right here. That means I don't have feet in the wrong. When she did that, I was not in the wrong there, although it was not disclosed as deceased yet. It is now. I'm deceased right now. Yeah. So I don't have feet in the wrong at any time. Feet are in order. My feet are in order. I move the whole creation with myself, and my feet are moving is really for me to decease myself in the threatening, and I move a lot. But I'm right here at the end of my alive, and I will stay in this illegal apartment disaster because I don't have feet moving unless they are feet in the wrong at this time. That means I am charging Lissette Waugh with that she is too late to give me an apartment or a house that has been completely renovated, newly ready for myself only. It's too late for her to do that. So if I see her, I suppose she can keep the key. That's how I'm going to say that. So if Lissette Waugh right now has one place to live and she doesn't leave, will God declare which reasons she didn't leave? Because I need God to give her another new apartment or new house key fit for herself to hold as evidence that she has two places that are hers, at least from my point of view. And that she is not requirement to give me either one of them because it's too late for me to receive the key fit to a new house or a newly renovated apartment that would be just for myself, and I need the key from her. So I declare that she should be between two places. She can only really use one at a time. If she wants to use two, she's going to tell God why she's using two places at a time, when she really only needs one. And so, about her office key, I'm thinking the internet is showing that she has an office key as well. That could be as well something that I would need. So I would also need an office key to go with a new house key or a new apartment key for myself with everything newly renovated or everything new for myself. And I don't afford that Lissette Waugh would have that because she is about to start another business of paying out a key when she's mentally unstable. And we don't afford that. That's Lissette Waugh needing to be in jail and that her keys are just impounded by the jail. So she needs to turn herself into the jail because she's mentally unstable and not pay out a key to somebody, give it out to somebody because she's mentally unstable and she wants to tell them that it's a sale or transaction agreement. And if that is what has been going on with me having uh, food supply to myself being hungry. I do not want to help the cashiers who are mentally unstable and trying to sell my own food to myself, and they continue on in their custodianship of the food in the supermarket or the food in restaurants, the food in convenience stores as well. That means I'm not interested in helping you with your ownership problem, that you own something, that it's yours, that you're deceased in the threatening, that you would have to give it to somebody else as God, because that you have two problems right there. Either you give it to somebody else as God because you're mentally unstable, or you give it to somebody else as God because you owe it to God being present in somebody else. And you might say no to that because it would make you mentally unstable to do that, even if you were already going to be mentally unstable and you didn't want the problem. Well, I am neither of those problems. I am somebody who owns all the food you've been doing that with. I am someone who owns all the houses and buildings and cars that you've been doing that with. I own it with myself and alive. I am the soul of the superior founder deceased, is the owner of everything. I am the landlord. And I am also the order that forms the world. I start creation. That's how I have that order. I am the order. I start creation of the formed world. It's called creation, but it died illegally, so it's called a world. I start the world. I opened the formed world to you is not true. It's I started the creation with the formed world. That's my lever is disclosed, and that means I am dismissing your mental capacity problems and that you are mentally unstable is now you have to do what you're going to do with yourself until I am deceased out of the formed world, and then I will decease the formed world that way, and then we will review what you did in the when it was no longer up to you, like when it wasn't really for you to say that you own something anymore because my leverage is disclosed right here and I will post it on YouTube. So are you going to threaten me? Because there's too many of you. There are so many of you to threaten me all at once because you all owe me that you all know each other. People right now or people in the past who are still hanging on to alive, that you come here as a group to my own residence, but I don't really own this place. You have to get all the landlords out of a Fremont Gardens apartments complex before you can talk to me about how I own something. Well, that's you having some problems that make you mentally unstable, and that you need to take care of those problems because they're your problems to yourself. You can't just be mentally unstable and take food as a hostage because it doesn't move and try and sell it in a transaction and say that it was an agreement that you gave it to somebody that was asking for it, but they didn't have a real ownership of the food, just like you. I mean, I have ownership of the food. I consume it with hunger, and I think that is known, but it is not paid for. I wouldn't eat the food if I had no hunger. If I had no need as a witness, I would not put myself through what you put me through with your controlling the food supply. I would just not eat it, same as anybody else who's shunning. Well, I would not be alive that way. I'm alive on the food supply. That means you are not acknowledging that you're killing somebody right in their face.